Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we are going to be reviewing the entire brand new TRESemme A-List collection. I asked you guys over here on my polls and over on my Instagram stories if you guys wanted to see a review of this line. Over 80% of you that voted yes, so here it is. TRESemme just launched their A-List collection, which is exclusively sold at Target, and every single thing in the line is $11.99. So it is on the more expensive side for TRESemme, however it is still on the more affordable side for HAIRCARE. I've been using these for about the last 3, maybe 4 weeks. And so I have a pretty well-rounded thoughts on everything. I have used everything in a variety of different ways. I've over-applied, I've under-applied, I've applied them in how they're directed, how they're not directed. So all of these products have been put through a test. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. I have 6 out of the 8 products in the line. The 2 that I don't have are the hair fragrance, the hair perfume, because I just simply did not want a hair fragrance, and the bonding oil because my store was completely sold out of it. So I would have picked that one up, but I couldn't. The description of this collection is elevated must-have styling products to effortlessly create, perfect, fix, or finish any look. So this entire range is around hair styling. So everything is supposed to enhance how you style your hair. The packaging is really nice. It's giving like Oribe. So when I look at this, I think like luxury hair care. I think celebrity hairstylist. And I think that that's the vibe they're going for here. And that's what they're trying to bring to you at home with their A-List collection. You know, A-List celebrities. These are the A-List products to make you feel like you're an A-lister. And I do like TRESemme. I had even higher expectations because this is the A-List collection. Everything in the collection has a vanilla sandalwood scent, which smells really nice. Actually, I was afraid that the scent was going to be too intense, too strong. It was going to stay in the hair all day long. And I just don't like scents to stay in my hair all day long. If you do, that might be why they made the hair fragrance. But the scent is actually not too strong. I hate when I'm spraying something and then the scent just chokes me. None of these, except for one, do that. The scent is not too strong, but you can smell it for sure when you're spraying it on your hair. However, it does dissipate. My hair doesn't smell like it anymore, and I did my hair about an hour ago. Every product in the line does have that same signature scent. I'm gonna go one by one through all of the products that I have from the line and go through them in the order in which I would use them in my routine. And for reference, my hair is decently long. I have some heat damage. I have thick, coarse, frizzy, naturally wavy hair. So the first product is the all-in-one style primer, multitasker to prep and protect. And the description of this product says, our formula primes, preps, and protects your hair in one simple step for all day frizz control and heat protection so you can create any style. Some ingredient callouts in this formula are glycerin, amodimethicone, PVP, and lactic acid. One quick thing before I do get into my official review of this is that it says heat protection on here, but it does not list like heat protection up to 300 degrees, up to 400, up to 425, 450, anything like that. So I did reach out to TRESemme and they replied back to me, not quite answering. They kind of avoided the question and said it's only for use before blow drying. So they didn't give me a number, which totally fine. This can only be for use before blow drying. I understand that, but still some air dryers have different heat settings. And I want to know if I can use like the middle setting or the high setting, or I have to use the low setting because my hair is not fully protected with this, and they couldn't give me an answer, so that was a little bit frustrating. But so I would just pair this with another heat protectant in your hair to make sure that you are getting ample protection from whatever tool you are using. And after you blow dry your hair, to use another heat protectant such as a mist or an oil or an aerosol before going in with your hot tool, because this will not protect from hot tools. The mister on here is one of my favorite misters I've ever used on anything ever. It is so fine, so light, so airy, and it's this nice kind of big chunky button, which I really enjoy using this. It feels really nice to press. I don't know if anyone else likes pressing buttons, but that is something that is kind of weirdly important to me. So it is really nice to press. The mist is extremely fine. Look at that cloud. That's lovely. That's an A+ mister right there. And this product is very, very lightweight in the hair. So for my hair, because I have so much of it and it is quite thick and coarse, I really need to drench my hair in this, similar to the Pantene 10-in-1 Miracle Rescue Spray. If you've used that, that is also a very lightweight spray comparable to this. And so when I am using something that's a little bit more lightweight, I just need to drench my hair in it. Otherwise, it's not really going to give me the results that I want, which is why I didn't like this at first, because I was just using the normal number of sprays that I would normally do with a leave-in. And I was finding that my hair just wasn't as smooth as I wanted. It wasn't really taking care of my frizz, and my split ends were very much more visible than they are with my typical leave-in, which my typical after shower leave-in is the Lola V Glossing Detangler. I've talked about this many times in many other videos. So after I get out of the shower, this is what I usually put in my hair standalone. And so when I started using this in place of that, I was like, oh, I don't like this as much. But in reality, I just need to use more of it. And then I do get nice results with this in terms of smoothness. I don't get as much shine from this as I do with my Glossing Detangler, but I just really focus this on my ends, and then it does seal the appearance of my split ends much better. Since this doesn't have that specific heat protection number, this does, and it says up to 450. So I know that this has heat protection and I trust this. So oftentimes I will go in with this first for the shine that I kind of miss from this and the heat protection. So I will go in with this first, and then I will top it with the TRESemme, because this is meant to help prep your hair for styling and to elongate your style. It has ingredients like PVP, which is a film former. So when you are drying your hair, it's going to kind of help keep your hair in the style that you put it into. So it has been a really nice addition to my routine, and I find that I can get away with just using it on its own as well when I drench my hair. And this also has ingredients like amodimethicone that my Glossing Detangler does not have. So this gives me the weight and the shine that I like, and this gives me the smoothness and the style protection. And I find that when I do use the appropriate amount of this product for my hair type, it does tackle my frizz really well. And the next product is the Workable Hairspray. And it says our dual-sided Workable Hairspray features customizable hold for style versatility. There's no real ingredient callouts in here, just, you know, polymers that you would normally find in a hairspray. One thing that really excited me about this hairspray is that it has a switch nozzle. So you can go from one side to the other if you want light hold or strong hold. And that got me really excited, because sometimes I want a lighter hold and sometimes I want a more intense hold, and having to buy two separate hairsprays just for that when you can have both options in one spray just with a different nozzle was very exciting. And I say this with all respect to TRESemme, this product is useless. The stronghold side gives delight. I curled my hair an hour ago, hairsprayed it to filth. This looks like I did my hair like 2.5 days ago. I can usually get 3 days out of curling my hair. This is an hour and a half. This is an hour and a half. And I used the stronghold side. I understand that it is the Workable Hairspray, and I did expect to have some flexibility with the hold, so I knew it wasn't gonna be the strongest hold hairspray, but when it still says strong hold, I expect a strong hold. It says brushable and customizable hold. I run my fingers through my curls after I let them set. I let them set for about an hour, and then I kind of brush through them. They normally don't fall this much. And so with it saying brushable, I expect that the hold would sustain brushing and like running your fingers and shaking out curls. Unfortunately, it doesn't. TRESemme themselves have better flexible stronghold hairsprays. So I don't know quite what went wrong with this, because I have used hairsprays from TRESemme in the past that are stronghold and flexible hold, and they do both things. So I don't know how they couldn't get it in this one, because I know that they can do that. And the light hold side, I'm missing air on my hair. Like, respectfully, I love TRESemme. I have used TRESemme hairsprays my entire life. I genuinely don't know what went wrong with this one. Maybe if you have extremely fine, very thin hair and your hair can't take a lot of hairspray, or you need lighter hold, or you just don't like feeling product in your hair, because this truly, it has that workable feeling where you can't feel too much product in the hair. It doesn't feel stiff. It doesn't hairspray. Next, which is also in my hair, is the dry texturizing spray. This says workable hold and finishes style. And the description of this product says our lightweight formula delivers volume, body, and hold without weighing down your hair. Some ingredient callouts in this are glycerin, dimethicone, and hydrolyzed wheat protein. This arguably has more hold than the hairspray. Still not much hold, but slightly more than the hairspray. This does add some nice texture to the hair. It adds a little bit of grit, but not so much that you're like, oh, my hair feels gross, or that you can't run your fingers through your hair anymore. You still can, but there is a little bit of grit in there that just helps you be able to separate and manipulate the hair a little bit more. I think this spray is going to be really great if you are someone who likes to do updos, because I know sometimes freshly washed, maybe clean hair doesn't hold like updos as well as dirty hair. And so this will be really nice because it is still brushable, but it just adds that texture back to your hair, so that way it will hold whatever kind of a style you want to put it into. Like if you're someone who has layers and your hair doesn't stay in a braid, this might be really helpful to add that grip to the ends of those layers to keep them in the braid. So I think it's going to be exceptional for people who do updos. If you're just looking to texturize your curls like this. I have a little bit of it in my hair, and I'll put in a little bit more of it now. It definitely gives a little bit of volume, a little bit of body back to the hair. Like that's effective. However, if you're looking for something to give a big separation and a lot of texture, this might not be for you. It definitely texturizes. It definitely adds a little bit of volume to those hair strands to help separate them. Like there's a definite difference adding more in on this side than on this side. Again, like I said, this is in my hair. I did put it in about maybe a half an hour ago, and my hair has kind of fallen flat again. So I do think that this is much better suited for doing updos or doing other styles rather than just like adding texture into your waves while your hair is down. Like if you want to add in braids or something like that, this is going to be absolutely spectacular, which I don't think is uncommon for a texturizing spray. They can only do so much if you just want your hair down. It's worth $11.99 for sure. I wouldn't pay over $20 for this, but it's not over $20. It's $11.99, and I think this is well worth $11.99, especially if you are someone who does a lot more complex styling with your hair than just having it down. If you are a professional hairstylist, maybe you do weddings and a lot of girls want updos or half up, half down, I think this is gonna be a really great affordable option for you to keep in your kit. Also, side note, I love when professional makeup artists and hairstylists have affordable items in their kit, because as the person who's like getting my makeup or my hair done, I love when I can go out and buy the thing that the person used on me, because if they're using like a $50 texturizing spray, like I can't necessarily afford that. But if they're using something that's $11.99, I'm gonna go out and buy it because I love how my hair looks, you know? Just a little side rant. Okay, actually I take it back. This is what I was the most excited about. This is the Lacquer Shine Spray for brilliant gloss and humidity control. The description on this product is, our Lacquer Shine Spray delivers weightless luminosity and frizz control for unmissably glossy hair. Some ingredient call-outs in here are phenyltrimethicone, glycerin, and isohexadecane. This adds shine, absolutely 100%. If you're okay with that shine coming from the fact that your hair looks greasy and piecey. No matter how far away, how lightly I spray this onto my hair pieces together and it looks like I haven't showered in like a month. Every time I use this, I've had to either literally go and wash my hair again, or just pull it back into a bun if I don't have the time to wash my hair again. No matter what I do, I cannot get this to look good. I am obsessed with shiny hair. If you've been here for a minute, you know I want the shiniest hair ever. This I was so excited for, and I was so let down. Also, the aerosol on here is different from the other two, from the hairspray and the texture spray, because this leaves the biggest product cloud in my bathroom. When I spray it, I need to leave my bathroom. The product clouds up. This doesn't even smell as good as the other ones. It smells a little bit more alcohol-y, so it doesn't have as much of that yummy vanilla sandalwood scent. So using this is not a pleasant experience, and the results that it has in my hair is not a pleasant experience. Also, one thing I just wanted to point out about this bottle, this has nothing to do, no effect on my hatred of the product, but just a little quality control thing. If you can read it, it's like double printed, so everything is really hard to read. Not a big thing, just a quality control on the packaging. Next in the line is the Style Stick, says for lasting hold, and the description is fix flyaways and control frizz. Some ingredient callouts are petrolatum, coconut oil, hydrogenated castor oil, and rice bran wax. This is just a hair wax stick, something that you would use for a slick back look, and this gives a very sleek slick back. This gives you sleek, this gives you shine without looking greasy. It is not really stiff. It is very malleable in the hair. I don't feel like my hair is kind of stuck. And I did compare this to what I typically use when I'm doing a slick back look, which is my bedhead hair stick. This is a much stiffer of a formula, and it tugs a little bit more if you are applying it directly onto the hair. And personally, the TRESemme smells a lot better. This smells a little bit like limey, and this smells like vanilla sandalwood. It's delicious. I will say, when I first used this, the top was rounded, and you kind of have to break that seal a little bit, because I was putting it in my hair and I was like, nothing's happening. I was like, this is nothing is coming out of my hair. You kind of just have to break that top seal, and then once you do, the product is excellent. And my hair does stay in that slick look all day long. I don't need to worry about maybe taking this with me, putting it in my bag, keeping my little brush in there to go in and fix. It gives a very sleek shine. It doesn't look like dirty or greasy or stiff. It looks like the slick back that the girls on Instagram have, if that makes sense. Like, you see their hair and it's just shiny and sleek and slicked. But with this, I was like, yeah, my hair is slicked back, but it just didn't look as shiny and gorgeous as theirs did, this gives that look. So this is definitely my most loved and probably most used product in the entire line. I do really, really like this. You get 1.05 ounces in here, and the bed head comes with 2.57, so it's not too much product. However, I've had this bed head one for like a year, and I still have so much of it left. Like, I don't know how quickly you guys are going through these, but I do not go through them that quickly. So I do think that the price is fair for what you're getting and how often you are going to be using this and going through it. The last product that I have from the line is the Smoothing Cream, which controls frizz and deeply hydrates. And the description of this product is, our luxurious formula deeply moisturizes and rejuvenates each strand to leave hair smooth, hydrated, and ready to style. Some ingredient callouts are dimethicone, dimethiconol, propylene glycol, and phenyl trimethicone. And this does have an airless pump, very drunk elephant type packaging. I do have a love-hate relationship with this product because it says apply 1 to 2 pumps to damp or dry hair. That is way too much, even for my hair. I will literally use this much, like that's half a pump maybe, for my whole head. This is a very, very smooth, kind of lightweight, but still silicone-y texture. But I do find 1 to 2 pumps to be a bit too much for even my thick, coarse, frizzy, wavy hair, because if I do use that much, I can feel it in my hair. There is kind of this, not necessarily greasy, but residue-y feeling in my hair that I don't love. This does a phenomenal job at taming frizz on damp or dry hair. On damp hair, I'll use this when I am air drying my hair. I'm not gonna heat style because I just don't typically use creams before I heat style my hair. And also this has no heat protection claims on it as well. I imagine there would be some, just looking at the ingredients in the formula. However, they don't make any heat protection claims, so I would not rely on this as a heat protectant. So on damp hair, I will use this when my hair is about 40 to 50% dry, so still in that damp stage, but not fully dry and not wet. So when some of that frizz is starting to form, I'll take half a pump or so, rub it between my hands, and then just kind of comb it through my hair, and it'll stop the frizz in its tracks. It's phenomenal. On dry hair, I'll take like a pea-sized amount and just run it over very lightly, kind of do this over that area where there is some frizz, and it will just instantly take care of it. And this adds a lot of shine to the hair. It has a very slippery, smooth texture. It is a very silicone forward formula, which is why it's so good at taming frizz and adding shine and smoothing the hair. But a little bit goes a very long way with this product. It adds shine, smooths the hair, does everything it says it's gonna do. Just don't use as much as it says to use. Now that we've gone over everything, let's just do a little recap. So the all-in-one style primer, I really do like this. I think this is gonna work for a variety of hair types. Although since it is so lightweight, it may work better on those with fine or thin hair. You just have to use it with an additional heat protectant. The Workable hairspray I wish had more hold. If you are someone who enjoys just a very light, flexible hold that is barely there, I think you will really enjoy this hairspray. If you are someone who genuinely likes having hold in your hairsprays, I unfortunately don't think that this is going to work for you, which is a shame because I love the little switch nozzle. The dry texturizing spray is a really good texturizing spray, especially if you are someone who does updos or more complex styles with your hair. It's not too stiff and it's still workable. The Lacquer Shine Spray makes your hair look greasy and piecey, and I genuinely do not recommend this to anybody. The styling stick is one of my favorite products from the line. It gives a really nice sleek and shine to the hair. Smoothing Cream is another one of my surprising favorites from the line. It tames frizz and adds a really nice shine to the hair as well. Just be careful of applying too much. And that is everything. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you found this a little bit educational. If you were thinking about getting any of these products, maybe I talked you into some products. I probably talked you out of some products. If there's anything that I missed or anything that you wanted to see or know about from one of these products that I forgot to mention, please just put it in the comments down below. I would be happy to answer it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you in the next video.